Everyone is searching for these little nuggets within these big documents about XRP and Ripple, and I think I found one of those nuggets and I'm really interested to share it with you. Today we're talking about the Monetary Authority of Singapore. We've talked about them lots in the past. We know Ripple's affiliated. Ripple was actually recently given an in principle approval to become a major payments institute in Singapore. This is important for later on in the video when we start to discuss why what I'm talking about potentially is really important for XRP. But more so, what we're talking about here is a definition for potentially XRP that I haven't seen before. You know, we've got in the UK, we've got a digital settlement asset, which potentially could be a way to describe XRP. And we've also got this one by the Monetary Authority of Singapore in a document that was released just last month and went over everyone's head because they weren't really thinking about what it means. I went out to golf today, and as you can see, this didn't get any sun. Look at this. Oh no, it's the same on this side as well. Dear. Yeah. Anyway, it's great weather over here in the UK, so I had to go and play golf. And also, while nothing's happening in the market and it's a bit of a lull, and I see it in Discord, I see it all over the comments and everywhere online, everyone just feels a little bit down right now about XRP. We had the meteoric rise up to 90 something cents and it's come all the way back down to retest those lows. I know that this is a struggle, but we've been through this before. Sometimes it takes just going for a round of golf to just go and have fun and not think about crypto for once, to kind of settle the nerves and settle the feelings and emotions. But if you did want me to talk about all the reasons why we should be excited about crypto, more specifically XRP, and you want me to make a video on that just to raise some spirits, absolutely tell me in the comments and I'll do that tomorrow. So let's get back to this document. And the document discusses something called purpose-bound money. Now, as soon as I saw purpose-bound money, I thought, that sounds interesting. That's specifically money that has a purpose, right? Really interesting, because when we talk about institutional money and wholesale CBDCs and digital currencies or digital assets being programmable or for the purpose of settling value on blockchains, we've never actually heard those assets being called purpose-bound money. Now, as a definition, purpose-bound money is a digital type of money. This is a very easy concept for us to get, that also has predefined conditions. Why is that interesting? And that's interesting because we've heard Mr. Wallace at Ripple talking a lot about the benefits of having programmable money as a CBDC and why the XRP ledger could be perfect for programmable money because you can make it programmable. It's one of the big benefits of the XRPL or XRP. It can be programmed. Now, purpose-bound money has a series of different phases within it that make this framework work. It's got issuance, distribution, transfer, redemption, and expiration. If you can have those 5 elements as part of the currency that you build on the XRP ledger, it could be categorized as a purpose-bound money. Now, the thing is, purpose-bound money has to have these conditions set by a smart contract. Now, this is where we start to almost require interoperability with, let's say, XDC to enable this smart contract functionality to allow XRP to fulfill all the requirements to be a PBM. Now, the problem is, this is where it gets into a real issue, if this is actually a real thing, is that PBMs have to be able to expire. I'll tell you why I don't think that's too much of an issue later on, but your mind initially is going to go to, well, if they make it a PBM, that means XRP potentially could be expired out of our control. And that's not exactly what I'm saying, because I don't think I'm necessarily even talking about XRP here as being the PBM. But let's get into the other areas, because also PBMs have to be interoperable. And I think that's one massive benefit of the XRP ledger, right? It's just very interoperable and we can make it that way. And it's all heading in that direction with the likes of R3. But PBMs also have to be versatile. And of course, I'm talking about all of this so we can summarize it at the end and bring it all together. So stick around till the end. And just to add, it being interoperable doesn't just mean has to be interoperable with other blockchains. It also has to be interoperable with non-blockchain environments, right? How are you going to do that? ISO 20022. Solved, right? There's literally 8 assets that do that. 7 or 8 assets that have that level of interoperability. So it has to come from that group, right? To be a PBM. It also has to be incredibly versatile. It needs to be able to be in the form of CBDCs, for example, tokenized bank liabilities, or in the form of stablecoins. Obviously, there are privacy concerns and all of that and security I think we got that covered with XRP. And overall, the potential use cases of a purpose-bound money are basically anything, right? Trade finance, e-commerce, anything you can think of that uses money would allow that asset or that currency to be a purpose-bound money. So as you know, Ripple recently was given that in principle major payments institution approval by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. This document is coming out from the Monetary Authority of Singapore as well. Okay, so I don't think XRP is a PBM. The reason being is I think it can be used as a PBM in different ways, but I don't necessarily think the XRP token is the one that would be used as a purpose-bound money. I mentioned earlier something about stablecoins. Now, stablecoins are super interesting to me. CBDCs are also interesting because, as we know, the XRP ledger has that private ledger for CBDC issuance. We have that and we understand that. It can also be programmable. Arguably, that's exciting, just as exciting as what I'm about to say. But when we look at Palau, for example, I find it so interesting that Palau said, we're not doing a CBDC, we're doing a stable coin and we're just going to build it on the XRP ledger. Now, I wonder why they built it on the XRP ledger, right? My thought process is that they needed that money as a stable coin for a specific purpose. It is, for all intents and purposes, purpose-bound money. I think the terminology is just different around the world right now. So I think what we're trying to do is hone in on what XRP is called or what the potential for naming assets built on the XRP ledger could be. Now, I think that it's probably likely, based on how much information there is about the Monetary Authority of Singapore's stablecoin framework, because they're going crazy on stablecoin frameworks. It's like, why are they focusing so much on stablecoin frameworks if they're not going to use a stable coin? Well, I think the Monetary Authority of Singapore will use a stable coin, and I also think they're going to build it on the XRP ledger. Why? Because they can make it programmable, they can make it purpose-bound. It's also interoperable, meaning it can interoperate with any other blockchain and also outside of the blockchain using the ISO 20022 framework and messaging standard. You can also use the escrow as a smart contract, and it can kind of operate in that way. But because you're not using XRP, you're actually allowing yourself to be able to program from the get-go these new tokens, these new stable coins or purpose-bound money on the XRP ledger. So it wouldn't surprise me that there would be a purpose-bound money created for trade finance in the Monetary Authority of Singapore. There might even be a token for e-commerce, for example. And all of these interoperate quite easily with the Monetary Authority of Singapore's digital dollar. So I ultimately see a country-wide stablecoin, being that Singaporean dollar, being built on the XRP ledger. I also see stablecoins being built to act as purpose-bound money. Why is this interesting? Why is it exciting? Well, when you've got countries building on the XRP ledger, it shows the rest of the world that there's some value in that ledger, and they may also want to jump on and utilize the benefits that Singapore are utilizing. There's a competitive edge at some point. If a country's using Bitcoin as their legal tender, and then there's another country using XRP, for example, the competitive advantage is going to be very apparent on the global scale. And therefore, more attention will be attracted to the XRP ledger and the XRP, and more is built upon the ledger. The more value that's on the ledger, the more assets that will need to be taken out of circulation as collateral to be able to provide those services, meaning there are less tokens available, the demand is going up, meaning the price goes up. It always comes back to supply and demand. What we're looking for here are all the variety of ways that XRP and any tokens issued on the XRP ledger could be categorized to increase the incentive for countries and massive entities to jump onto the XRP ledger, again, affecting the supply and demand relationship. But if you're looking at XRP specifically, could XRP be a PBM? Yes, it could, but it would absolutely have to interoperate with a platform that is, so far advanced in smart contracts like XDC, and it pains me to say, but even Ethereum, using the Ethereum virtual machine to connect. But if you can allow that smart contract functionality to interoperate with XRP on the XRP ledger, XRP could quite easily be defined as purpose-bound money. Now, these are all potentially all semantics, or these are different use cases for assets built on the blockchain that we're just discovering now. Like maybe a digital settlement asset does in fact function very different to a purpose-bound money. But don't ignore the fact that it's the Monetary Authority of Singapore that have come out with this definition, and how Ripple is tied into Singapore as well. These conversations are all happening in the background. We're just trying to discover them on this side. So again, I know that it's stressful out there. The FUD is real. Everyone's kind of patience is being tested. But look, no other blockchains are being talked about to the same degree as Ripple are in the same circles that Ripple is being talked about. If I wanted you to focus on anything during these downtimes and these boring times, it's that fact. No one gets talked about, especially in the payments space, more than Ripple. If Ripple's getting talked about, XRP's getting developed on, and XRP is going to be used to settle that value, whatever that value is. It's hard to imagine a world where that value at some point isn't majorly high. Therefore, increasing the demand, reducing the supply, increasing the price. Anyway, if it's good weather, even if it's bad weather wherever you are, take these times and the downtimes in the market to go and enjoy yourself. If you play golf, go and play golf. Tag me in your swing videos and put them on Twitter. And I've been trying to play golf a lot recently. And if you do in fact like golf, I put a link in the description for you to go and watch me play 9 holes. But just a disclaimer, I used to be very good at golf. I'm trying to get better, but I play once in a blue moon now. So it's not going to be all that impressive. And I did play pretty bad. But look, I've shared it anyway. If you want to get your little golf fix and watch me play golf, then you can do that. The link's in the description. There's also some major things happening on this channel over the course of the next week. So please, please, please pay attention. We're going to have some videos come out that won't look like normal videos, and it's because they're not. So click those, have a watch of them as they come out, get excited, stay emotionless, and I'll see you in the next one.